Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another match of the Singapore Sevens. This one a semi-final. And it only happened not too long ago. New Zealand versus Australia. The last time these two sides played, which was only yesterday, New Zealand winning at 26 points to 10. The question is, how much have they learnt from that game? And what can they do in the semi-final? The winner of this game, they will be going on to face the Irish in the final of the Singapore Sevens, but in the starting lineup for New Zealand, it is Whinia Norfo, Leroy Carter, Moses Leo, Regan Ware, Kitio Nevai, Dylan Collier, and Andrew Newstart. For the Australians, Henry Hutchinson, Ben Dowling, also Nick Maloof, Michael Isley, Hayden Sargent, Nathan Lawson, and also Dietrich Roach. New Zealand is, or Hamish is New Zealand still favourites in this clash? They are, because they were able to beat the Australians the last time that they did go head-to-head, but New Zealand, they will be kicking this one off from left to right to get this semi-final underway. Once again, I do apologise for my voice. I am extremely sick at the moment, but we are still doing 25 hours of streaming over the weekend, and this is a part of it. Andrew Newstart, nicely taken by him. Pressure being put on by, I believe that was the big man, Michael Isley. Now going to the left-hand side for New Zealand. They are just inside of their own half, but Collier now brings them forward, but he has knocked that ball on. Nick Maloof goes across to Henry Hutchinson. Your voice is cracking. That is because I'm, once again, like I said, very sick. But we are still here, luckily. So that's a bonus. About 1 minute gone in this game. So far, these two sides have played each other 99 times. This is the 100th meeting. Now, New Zealand have a 79% winning record up against the Australians, which is a lot higher than some would probably anticipate. There was a while where New Zealand would just always beat the Aussies. Lately, it's been a little bit closer, although 3 of the last 4 have gone the way of New Zealand. How you doing, awesome Hamish? Kia kaha, bro. Says Naz Williams, New Zealand win easy. Says Haki there. Ball going to be fed in. Sargent plays half. Goes across to Dietrich Roach. Gets up to the halfway line. Hutchinson trying to milk the penalty. Referee says get out of it. That's going to be the penalty going against Leroy Carter there for playing the halfback. Now Michael Isley. Big run from him. I should mention that they don't have Jimmy Turner in this lineup at the moment for the Australians. His wife went into labour, so he has flown back to Australia. Roach goes across now. Space on the outside for the Australians. Hutchinson looking towards the corner, but he's going to be stopped. And Whinia Norfo trying to get that turnover. In rugby, New Zealand is far better than the Aussies. And then rugby league, they normally get us. And in cricket, to be fair, as well, normally goes the way of the Aussies. So there's certain sports that New Zealand are better at, certain sports that Australia do have their number. Curry on the bench, says Ivan. I don't believe so for this one. He is missing from this leg. I think that is due to the injury that he picked up in the last leg of the Sevens. But he should be all right for the Olympics. Go, high Hamish, go New Zealand. That's going to be knocked back by the Australians. Dowling puts it down. Now Roach gets the offload to Nick Maloof. One more on the outside to Isley. Australia getting very close to the try line. Collier wanted the turnover in football, but we don't talk about that. Says James. Now passed out wide. Chance for Lawson. Oh, we might have taken a bit of a knock to the chest, but I believe he's just been able to score himself the first try of this match. They will just check the foot to see whether or not it went into touch. The first time we're seeing the TMO involved in this semi-final. Does he stay in? He certainly does. Fantastic finish from Nathan Lawson. It gets the Australians into the lead now. The last time that these two sides played, like I mentioned, it was 26 points to 10 in favour of New Zealand, which are 2 other teams in the other semi-final. Says Cunning, so they have already played. It was Great Britain and Ireland, and now in the final is Ireland. Great Britain will be playing off for 3rd to try and keep their hopes of staying in the top 8 alive. Great word from Lawson to get in the corner. The Aussie supporters absolutely loving that one. It is a tough conversion for Dietrich Roach, and he's got it over. Fantastic kick. So we don't want to jinx New Zealand. Says Naz Williams, and New Zealand got this. Says Ivan at the moment for tournament tries. Nathan Lawson moves to the top of the bunch. In second, Rodrigo Isgro, and also Ponepati Loganamasi, 2 other men who have done extremely well. Are going to be kicked off by Dietrich Roach. Close to the touchline. Kept in the field of play by Nick Maloof, but then it is knocked on by Dowling, which now gives New Zealand the scrum feed. Only 3 minutes remaining in this first half. This game will fly by for these two sides, definitely if it is relatively close. We saw the last game of the semi-final between GB and Ireland go down to golden point, and then Ireland getting themselves those extra 3 points, which were possibly their most important ones of the whole competition. Now ready to feed this ball in will be Andrew Newstub. Next game that we've got on the channel as well, ladies and gentlemen. It's taking place in an hour and 35 minutes time. That will be between South Africa and Argentina. We've also got the final of the men's and the final of the women's that we will be doing later on tonight as well. What about the women? So it is New Zealand versus Australia in the women's final, France versus Fiji in the bronze medal final for the women. Quick tap taken by New Zealand after winning the penalty yet again. Discipline at the moment for the Australians hasn't quite been what they want it to be. Now Regan Ware trying to find that next gap. Pops it on the inside. Here comes Andrew Newstub. Great low tackle made from Dietrich Roach. Picks up and goes again. Michael Isley gets the clean turnover. And Australia now in possession. We'll go to the left-hand side. Maloof back into the pocket to Henry Hutchinson. Back across to Dowling. Roach. He has got one more man on his outside if he wants to use him. He doesn't though, and it's a knock-on from Ben Dowling for the second time. In the semi-final, Collier goes across to Whirian Norfo, goes to Cody Vine now. Space for New Zealand. He's running towards the corner and he'll have the pace. And New Zealand score their first try of this contest. One moment, I will quickly mute. Here we are good. We're the defending champions in this tournament, in both men and women. So, depends on what you consider defending champions. The overall standings, like last year, I believe the overall was won by Fiji in the end for the overall. Whereas at the moment, in terms of who won Hong Kong, which might also be the question, the winner of Hong Kong Sevens for the men's was New Zealand, beating France. And for the women's, it was also New Zealand. We have another golden point. Says a Novmum. Nicely done there for New Zealand, and they have been able to get themselves that conversion over to make it 7-7. Church Kiwis, give them a taste of Kiwi. Says Naz Williams. Now 30 seconds remaining. Kicked off long from Andrew Newstub. Michael Hooper running forward. Gets through one tackle attempt. Whirian Norfo looking for the turnover, but doesn't get it in the breakdown. Australia. They'll be able to go to the right-hand side here with Nathan Lawson, who's gone for the chip and chase. You don't see that too often from the big man. The ball not bouncing favourably, and it is the knock-on there from him, which now gives New Zealand the position back. But Andrew Newstub was trying to do the foot race with Lawson. Didn't end up going too well. He ended up losing that pretty quick as he was unable to keep his footing underneath him. Only 3 games of sevens to go, ladies and gentlemen. Then later on tonight, we are hoping to do Harlequins versus Toulouse. That will be at 2 a.m. New Zealand time. Hopefully we're feeling a little bit better by then. If not, she's going to be a long stream, but we will try our best to go right through. I'm a bloody good player though, that Hooper. Says Naz Williams. Currently 30 seconds past the halfway siren. New Zealand have got themselves the scrum feed. And we got another reset. Okay, they just had a bit of a warning there, the front rows from the referee, saying that they're not quite going smoothly at scrum time. Time has now been turned back on. And All Black Sevens, Sarah Sheehan. Of course, the winner of this game goes on to face Ireland. In the final, we've seen some great battles between New Zealand and Ireland in the sevens as of late. Also alongside that, Australia versus Ireland have been doing pretty decently as well. Leroy Carter dragged down 22 metres out from the line by Hayden Sargent. Now to the left, New Zealand still continuing to try and attack here. Skip pass out to Cody Vi, who's claimed it nicely. Will back himself towards the corner, but he's wrestled back in. Henry Hutchinson trying to get over the ball, and he's given away the penalty for having his hands down. First time not on the ball Fiji men won last year. New Zealand, Fiji women, I think. Was it? Was it the Fiji women for the overall standings? I would have thought for the women it would have been probably Australia or New Zealand who took out the title. Okay, referee just explaining that one to Henry Hutchison. First time he was off the ball. Second time he was on it. He's complaining, but the referee has ruled that one exactly how he should have. You cannot have your hands down on the grass before putting them onto the ball. I think that's what the New Zealand front row was telling him as well. For Henry Hutchison, who was still complaining about the referee's decision. I wonder if he sees a replay of that and goes, oh yeah, I was wrong. Or whether he just sits there and goes, nah, it was a penalty all day. Now going back across to the right-hand side, Finia Norfo scores the try, does a forward roly-poly in the process as well. And Australia, Hamish, there's Ivan there as well. But it's third try in Singapore now for Finia Norfo. Like they've said, he's run around from being a hooker in the scrum. Winard, there's a surname hitter. We have got there, I know an Andrew Winard from Ranui, Auckland back in the day. He went on to play NRL in England. You're far now. Says Nards Williams to crowd as neutral, supporting a certain team. It sounds like there's a nice split between people going for New Zealand and people going for Australia at this game, but it has gone over for the conversion. So New Zealand now at halftime do lead this contest 14 points to 7. There is still so much that can happen. Just showing the highlights from the breakdown. Of course, Super Rugby this last weekend. Got to see a lot of upsets along the way. Crusaders still not quite finding their form. They've still signed one of these Sevens guys. I mean, we saw Caleb Tangitau. He went to the Blues. I think Macca Springer had a little short stint in Sevens as well. I could be wrong there, though. That might have actually been the under-20 Sevens for New Zealand rather than the senior team. Still quite a young player out on the wing, Macca Springer. One moment. I'll quickly mute again. And we are good. Once again, yeah, Nars, Andrew is far now. CS hitter there. But second half is nearly here, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the business end of the competition. We saw Ireland versus Great Britain go to golden point time. And there is a chance that this game also finds itself in that same nature. I managed to get some sleep after yesterday. I think I managed like 5 hours or so, which was probably pretty decent. I tried to get the editing and everything done as quickly as possible so that I could have some more time to rest. But yeah, we almost got there in the end. I'll be hoping for a bit more sleep tonight. But first of all, of course, we got that 2 a.m. stream that we are planning on doing. It's going to be brutal, but if you guys are up at 2 a.m. New Zealand time or 4 p.m. for you guys in South Africa, be sure to pop in. Harlequins versus Toulouse, an important game in the Champions Cup semi-final. The winner will go on to face Leinster. It's going to be kicked off by Australia, though, for the second half, and nicely claimed by Regan Weir. Didn't both New Zealand teams win in Hong Kong? They did indeed. He slept 9 hours, says Ivan. I don't know where you got that number from. We have got their winners cricket training will start like about 4 or 5 months, somewhere around there, I believe. We're still a wee way off before we're back into the cricket. They're just talking about Tupaia Cook-Savage, the injury that he sustained. He's quite a crucial player in the way that New Zealand have been playing as of late. I get some rest I can't talk to. It's been mostly nights. So here's Brandon and hi Hamish. And there's our welcome in. They're now breaking through. Cody Vi. Is he going to be caught? He is not. And it's another try for New Zealand. Finia Norfo. Hang on. Hang on. Oh, no, they were just checking the grounding. I thought he was going to get done for shepherding there. But the try goes the way of New Zealand. And now take a 19 points to 7 lead. That is a crucial try. I'm sure they'll want 1 or 2 more before the end. Do you have some cold? Your nose is very red. Like I mentioned earlier on, I'm very sick at the moment. But we've still made what some would call a terrible decision to stream as much as we have this weekend rather than resting. But yeah, very unwell at the moment, unfortunately. But hopefully we get better before we get worse. Harlequins and Toulouse later tonight. Says Blues, Nate. So yeah, we will be scheduling that live stream a little bit later on. Go New Zealand. Says Kevin Layla there. But now, another try and another conversion for New Zealand, sitting 21 points to 7 ahead now in this matchup. Andrew Newstub about to kick this one off for New Zealand. Henry Hutchison not happy at the moment. I don't think I see that man smile when his side are down in points. He's a competitor, Henry Hutchison. Really likes to be right in the contest. Andrew Newstub now, though, to kick this one off. To be put up nice and high, and is well claimed there by Ben Dowling. Australia currently sitting about 25 metres out from their line. I'm going to protect that ball was Michael Rokalisoa not playing. He is not, no. Currently out, I believe, with an injury currently. Now, Nick Malouf. Back across Sargent. Goes to Dietrich Roach. There is still time, and because Australia were able to get that first conversion over from the touchline, it makes it a little bit easier for them to get back to an even playing field. The penalty goes the way of the Australians. I think Michael Hooper wants to try and take this one quickly, and he has done just that. Go New Zealand, make a double final. Says Novman. Here comes Dowling again. Short ball to Dietrich Roach. Offloads it to Sargent. Now Nick Malouf running it sideways. Hooper looking for that next gap on the outside to Henry Hutchison. Australia's attack at the moment just seems like it's a little bit stagnant. It hasn't been able to find as many gaps as we would normally see. Roach goes to Sargent, who's actually decided to go for the kick and behind. Now Nathan Lawson is chasing this one. Their ball is close to the touchline. Newstub makes a big error. He was on his knees. He's not allowed to play the ball. Australia probably could have argued. Oh. He didn't tap it, says the referee. That looked like a very good tap, to be fair. Australia want to take it again quickly. Relax, please, says the referee. I want to see a replay of that. I feel like he did actually tap that one. Hayden Sargent, I could be wrong, but at first glance, it looked like he was able to take it quickly. Yeah, referee is sure that he didn't tap it. Sargent is sure that he did. Now with 4 minutes remaining, we might get a chance to see a replay here perhaps, unless they don't want to show it on Sky Sport. Okay, so Newstub just accepting the advice from the referee there about how he was off his feet. Then he tried to get back up, but wasn't quite on his feet again to be able to play the ball the second time. Now scrum feed for the Australians who have already had to make a couple changes. At this stage, I believe that is James McGregor now on the field. Now they are quite short in terms of the amount of players that they can use off of their bench, just the 3. And I believe the only player that they haven't subbed onto the park now is Henry Palmer. Back across now to Dietrich Roach. An attacking run. Hutchison. Back across to McGregor with a nice step and a good bit of hustle to make it to now 5 metres out from the line for the Australians. Nick Malouf fires it across to Dietrich Roach. Chance to go through and he scores it for the Australians. Time remaining. There is still 3 minutes left. And Australia are back into this contest with plenty of time to work with in the semi-final. But nice running forward from James McGregor. Broke through 2 of the tackles. Showed good strength. He's not the biggest player on the field for the Australians, but certainly making meters like he was one of them. And oosh, says Naz Williams in there. But yeah, good finish from Dietrich Roach to score that try. And now, with the 3 minutes remaining, like I mentioned, the score, there's an important kick here for the Australians, and he's missed it for Dietrich Roach, which now means that they have to score twice if they want to get themselves back into this game. Question is, can they do it, though? A hard one to tell, that is for sure, because they have got such ability, Australia on attack, to be able to score quick-fire points. Kicked high from Dietrich Roach, extremely high. Got one of the highest drop kicks in the game. And hi, Amish, another awesome stream, mate, says Lord Rapture. Thank you very much, mate, for being here. It is greatly appreciated. 2 minutes remaining in this contest, and the penalty goes the way of New Zealand. One moment, we are just about to mute. I think it was Henry Hutchinson. Yeah, he came in to that breakdown, I believe. Penalty goes the way of New Zealand with now 100 seconds remaining on the clock. This is for a spot in the final to go head-to-head with the Irish. Whoever wins this game will advance, of course. Whoever loses this game will find themselves going head-to-head with Great Britain in the third place playoff game. Now, there is still a lot on the line for this GB team. Bless your brother, says Nars Williams. And there as well. But the next live stream we have got, ladies and gents, is in an hour and 10 minutes time. Or an hour and 20 minutes time, in fact. That is going to be between South Africa and Argentina. Now it's going to be thrown in by Andrew Newstab. Nicely taken by Dylan Collier. Now they are just inside of their own half here. New Zealand with Cody Vi out on the wing. Some good stepping from that man. Thought about going for the next offload, but he's been penalised for getting back up and going again. Australia have to take this one quickly. They do not have the time to be able to mess around. They have to keep on going forward here and try and get themselves a try before 15 seconds remaining. Ball on the inside to Nathan Lawson. Brilliant shot from Andrew Newstab. It's a little bit of afters as well. And to be fair, it wasn't really necessary from Andrew Newstab. Pretty much big shot coming in on Lawson. Then he pushed on his chest after Lawson had an injured rib. So that was a little bit dirty from the Kiwi. Cody Vi popped on the inside. New Zealand will get themselves another in the group stage between these two sides. The score was 26 points to 10. And in this one, it's looking like it's going to be a relatively similar scoreline for the semi-final. This is the big shot from Newstab there. Yeah, then just pushes down on Lawson's chest. And then, yeah, just shoves him afterwards. Gives him a bit of afters as well. Something was said between them. And you had a man, Amish, listening from Cornwall. Says here or there. And, of course, we are going to be live for both finals. The men's and the women's, ladies and gents. So be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We've got plenty more sevens taking place. But now, New Zealand, they have booted that one over. And I think there is still just enough time for one more kickoff. But New Zealand are sitting 28 points to 12 ahead. The final for the men's, it is taking place at, I believe it is 10-10. Just have a quick look, though, just to confirm that. It's going to be taking place at 10:21, in fact, as the time. But now New Zealand, they're going to run it dead. Are you allowed to do that? I didn't think you were allowed to actually run it into touch. I thought you had to kick it out. There was actually a player who got penalised for that, and it was Leroy Carter not too long ago. It was at full time, and he ran it dead, and they were like, no, you can't do that. But I guess it doesn't change the result of this game. New Zealand still winning it. 28 points to 12. Yes, New Zealand in both finals. Said Mum there. And Mr. Leinster match, how was it? It was all right. The first half was pretty lackluster. Like, Leinster had two good plays, and then overall it was just a pretty failed half from Northampton, and then second half was much better in terms of closeness between the two teams. And yeah, there was plenty of action throughout the second half, but we got the Champions Cup later on tonight. That is going to be at 2 a.m. Toulouse versus Harlequins. Also the finals, like I said, just around the corner. And then also Argentina versus South Africa in the sevens, taking place at 7:55 New Zealand time. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I will see you all for the next one.